Jade Cargill badly injured after Charlotte Flair brutally attacks on WWE. Somebody hand Jade Cargill a helmet, because apparently qualifying for SummerSlam comes with a side of blindside brutality nobody put on the flyer. 1 second she is celebrating a hard-fought win, the next she is folded up like a lawn chair courtesy of the Queen herself. If your jaw just dropped reading that, wait until you hear how this entire mess unfolded. And before we get into the chaos, go ahead and subscribe, tap that notification bell, because Wrestling Rush News brings you these bombshells the moment the smoke clears. Let us set the stage, because context makes this betrayal hit even harder. Jade Cargill has been an unstoppable freight train since arriving in WWE, undefeated energy, larger-than-life presence, the kind of competitor who makes veterans nervous just by staring them down. Tonight she stepped into the ring against Nia Jax, a woman who hits like a runaway truck and treats every opponent like an obstacle blocking her path to greatness. This was never going to be a gentle stroll, this was a collision of two freight trains, and something had to give. Nia Jax came in swinging with the kind of physicality that makes you wince from your couch, throwing Jade around like she owed her money. This is where the story gets tense, because Jade found herself absorbing punishment that would have ended most competitors early. But Jade has never been the type to fold under pressure, she has built her entire career on outlasting doubt, and tonight she needed every bit of that resilience just to survive the onslaught. Here is where things took a turn nobody in that arena saw coming. Nia Jax, frustrated that her power moves were not putting Jade away fast enough, crossed a line, delivering a blow low enough to make the referee's decision easy. Disqualification. Jade Cargill secured her spot in the SummerSlam women's title ladder match, not through a clean pinfall, but through Nia's own recklessness backfiring spectacularly. Think of it like trying to force a locked door open with brute strength, sometimes you just break the hinge and let the door swing wide for someone else entirely. Jade should have been celebrating right there, soaking in the moment, knowing she punched her ticket to one of the biggest opportunities of her career. But wrestling has a cruel sense of humor, and celebrations in this business rarely last as long as they should. Because as Jade stood there catching her breath, savoring the qualification, the arena lights shifted and out walked Charlotte Flair, the self-proclaimed queen who has never once needed an invitation to remind everyone whose house this really is. This is the part where casual viewers gasped and longtime fans immediately understood the stakes, because Charlotte Flair does not do subtle. She does not tap opponents on the shoulder for a friendly chat. She strikes with the precision of someone who has spent years perfecting the art of making a statement. And tonight, that statement was aimed directly at Jade Cargill, the newest name added to the SummerSlam ladder match, the freshest threat to a throne Charlotte considers permanently hers. The attack was vicious, calculated, and frankly terrifying to watch unfold in real time. Charlotte targeted Jade with relentless precision, and by the time officials rushed the ring to pull her away, Jade Cargill was left in a heap, barely able to stand, let alone celebrate what should have been one of the proudest nights of her career. Medical staff swarmed immediately, and the update on Jade's condition remains the biggest question mark hanging over this entire storyline heading into SummerSlam. Here is why this moment matters far beyond the shock value alone. Charlotte Flair sending a message like this tells you everything about how seriously she views this ladder match. This is not just another multi-woman spectacle to her, this is survival, this is legacy protection, and she just proved she is willing to injure a competitor before the match even begins in order to tilt the odds in her favor. Think of it like a chess grandmaster knocking pieces off the board before the game officially starts, unconventional, ruthless, and completely on brand for someone who has built a career on bending rules until they nearly snap. For Jade Cargill, this attack complicates everything. Qualifying for SummerSlam was supposed to be her moment of validation, proof that the undefeated hype train deserves a seat at the very top of the women's division. Instead, she now enters the biggest match of her career already compromised, already carrying damage that Charlotte inflicted with surgical intent. The question becomes whether Jade can recover in time, and even if she physically can, whether the psychological warfare Charlotte just unleashed will linger in the back of her mind once that ladder match begins. Nia Jax, meanwhile, watches from the sidelines with her own motivations simmering, having lost her opportunity through disqualification, undoubtedly furious that her own aggression handed Jade a golden ticket she never intended to give away. Do not be surprised if Nia inserts herself back into this rivalry before SummerSlam even arrives, because unfinished business in wrestling rarely stays unfinished for long. This is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable roads to SummerSlam in recent memory, filled with betrayal, injury, and simmering resentment ready to boil over on the grandest stage. Charlotte Flair has made her intentions crystal clear, and now the entire wrestling world waits to see if Jade Cargill can rise from this attack stronger than ever. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.